Hi, welcome back to Cozy Corner Chats. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today we're talking all about the first love after divorce and why it hurts like hell. If you are going through a divorce right now, I just want to warn you that that first love that happens to fall into your lap might hurt you more than the divorce did. And if you've experienced this, then hi, some of the things I might say today will resonate with you. So let's just jump right in because I feel like there's no time to waste. So if you've ever wondered why that post-divorce relationship almost destroyed you, you're not alone. You're not alone. Today we're going to dive into why it hurts and how much this love, this relationship can actually set you free. If you see me looking down, I wrote notes because I really wanted to embody different levels of this relationship and why I feel like it was such an important part of my journey. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm just looking down so I can stay on track, because when I start to ramble, this will become 80 minutes of me just talking about nonsense. So let me stay on track. So it is not just the heartbreak, it is ego death and you rebuilding yourself. My personal experience. This is what happened to me. My divorce happened and I hadn't done much healing work up until that point. So I had kind of started before my marriage ended. I was journaling, I was reading a couple more spiritual leaning books, and I was starting to question myself because my husband fell in love with my best friend and they were having an affair leading up to the divorce, and my intuition was on high alert, if you could imagine. And I was like, what is going on? Why am I not trusting myself? What am I feeling? So that kind of started that little ball rolling. I was just starting to rebuild my self-trust when I met him, the man that I fell in love with after my divorce. And this happened quite quickly. And I had this whisper of hope that the next person will get it right. He will be my rising story. He will be why it didn't work out the first time. When he didn't, it hit me harder because he was supposed to be my redemption story. He was the one I was waiting for this whole time, the person that I was going to feel whole with. This was my missing piece. My divorce left me with the fear of rejection, abandonment, betrayal, not trusting myself. And the breakup reopened my old wounds, because I had already started a little bit of the healing process. So he came in and reopened those old wounds, but he also reconfirmed my deepest unconscious beliefs, which were I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy of love, and everyone leaves. If you've watched my previous podcast, everyone leaves has been one of the hardest things for me to heal from, given that I grew up in foster care. And I haven't had any stability or anyone in my life for a long period of time. So my programming, my subconscious thoughts tell me that everyone leaves. And he just reconfirmed that all of this has been true. And here we go. We are now entering into a new healing adventure that I did not expect to happen. Sometimes we think we're ready for love, but what we're actually ready for is the healing journey. So I thought I was ready to embark on this new love story, but what I was actually embarking on was a whole new healing journey. So let's talk about what happens when he breaks. What's left of you? He came in like a breath of fresh air, I felt. Did I have my intuition kind of going haywire? Yes. Did I ignore it? Yes, because my nervous system was already dysregulated due to the divorce. I was selling my house by myself. I had to rehome my animals and my pets, and I was thrown into single motherhood. So I was trying to balance it all. Remind you, I don't have community, I don't have friendships, and I don't have family. So I am a one-woman show, selling a house, raising 2 boys, rehoming our family pets, all on my own. My ex left and left. Like, he did not offer any help. He did not show up for me in any way, or the boys. He went off and started his new relationship with my best friend immediately. So I was stuck doing it all on my own. And this man came in, and I although he didn't come in and offer support in that way, he offered support with me. Like, he was loving me, he was cooking for me, he was taking care of me, he was nurturing me, and he showed me parts of myself that I didn't even know were there. Like, I enjoy running now. I didn't know that existed until I met him. I'm a really great cook, and I can cook healthy, delicious meals. Didn't know that was there until I met him. So there was a lot of gifts that this man brought out of me, and I'm so grateful for that gift. Then he started to cheat on me and mistreat me and broke trust, and I realized that my reality, that I don't want to use certain terms because I'm not a doctor, I am not a psychologist, and I cannot diagnose people, but he would gaslight me into believing a version of our relationship that was not there. And he made me uncertain of the reality that I lived in. And I felt very confused a lot of the time and dysregulated 90% of the time. And while I was already going through so much with going through a divorce, now I was like in this really toxic environment. So I was just all haywire. Nothing made sense in my world, and I was in full survival mode. And one of my favorite quotes that really helped me on my journey was, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." And that was what Rumi said. And I love that quote so much because it is so true. This man bust me open, completely bust me open. And that is when I was ready to start healing. That dark night of the soul that they talk about is exactly what you need in order to allow the light to shine on all your wounds. You need to see them. You need to feel it to heal it. And this man finally broke me enough where I could sit in it. I wrote down, your heartbreak was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to guide you back to yourself. And that's exactly what he did. I say break because when I think of the light entering you, you need to break open, right? But it doesn't destroy who you are. You are just coming home to who you are. So I know I used a phrase, the dark night of the soul, and I kind of want to touch on what that means in my perspective. When everything you thought you knew starts to crumble. So your reality, your belief systems, you start questioning it, you start questioning your whole reality, like society, your relationships, how you form friendships, how you parent, everything, every single thing. I feel for me, this was my experience, is questioned. And you then get to start rebuilding, taking pieces, what you hold true, and putting them back together, rebuilding yourself. When you start this rebuilding process, it rebuilds the trust and your intuition within you. I felt so numb, and I thought that I would never feel anything but sadness and despair again. I questioned my worth, my value, my choices, and everything at this point. I then sought out therapy. So I did EDMR. I did a full year of that, which was extremely intense. And with her guidance, I also did psilocybin alongside that. So I did a year of intensive therapy, and then on my own, I embarked on spiritual journeys under mushrooms, and it skyrocketed my healing journey. I became, when I say cracked open, I feel like all of the trauma and all of the pain and everyone who had ever put their pain and trauma upon me, I moved through at a really rapid pace because I was working with the plant medicine and also with therapy. And I cannot tell you how hard that year of my life was. It was so painful. And I would sit and cry for hours, not knowing if I was ever going to come to the light again. Like, I never thought that I would be able to genuinely feel happy because it was so dark and so hard to heal those childhood traumas, because you're not just healing them. You're not just looking at them and healing, you're reliving them. I relived my childhood traumas. I relived the physical, emotional, mental abuse that I faced in my childhood. And reliving that as an adult is so painful. And I can't even describe, I can't even articulate the amount of pain that I felt within my body and within my mind. But I started to move through that. I started to heal that. And during these sessions, both in office and out, she would help me and give me guidance how to move through my pain and allow my pain to surface and face it. You have to feel it to let it go. And I learned a lot about the trauma within myself, but I also dove into literature that shaped my belief systems and helped me to navigate that on my own, but also to turn my pain into purpose. It helped me turn what I have gone through and everything that I have learned and gained through this experience to now share it outwardly with everyone else. I'm going to tell you, it's a really scary place. So if you are going through something like this right now, you are in the middle of the muck. Number one, I understand. You are not alone. You are going to be okay. I promise you will feel happiness again. Number two, if you feel like you can't get out on your own, please seek help. Please go and find a therapist that you can work with. If you want a life coaching session, I can offer that support, but I highly, highly recommend a therapist. So as I was starting to rebuild myself and learning to trust myself again, trusting my intuition, it started really small. Like I would be walking out in nature and I would ask myself, should we go left or right? And I would just follow the natural nudges that I had. Do I want tea or coffee today? Do I want to wear black or green? And I would just allow myself to make these little choices in my life. Is this person friendly? Is this person not? Everybody I met, I was just like allowing myself to flow with it. And slowly but surely, I started to trust my intuition again. And I know when things are meant for me and when things are not meant for me. And that is a really powerful place to be. Also along this journey, there was a part of this journey, a chunk of this journey that I was using alcohol to suppress all of the pain that I was feeling. I don't think it's a weakness. And I coach a lot of people who lean on alcohol as a coping mechanism. This is not weakness. Okay, using alcohol as a crutch is not weakness. You are feeling and moving through so much. You just want to numb something. You just want something to take it away for even a moment or two. So you lean on substances. And I think it's okay while you're in the thick of it, as long as you are aware of it. It's when we do it unconsciously that it becomes a problem. I knew that I was numbing. I would talk about it. I would say like, I'm drinking a lot and I don't want to drink and I'm not going to drink. And then I would inevitably drink because there was so much pain. I'm like, I don't want to feel anything. Like I went from not being able to feel anything, like feeling just completely numb and shut down, to now I feel everything on a visceral level and it is too much. And I just need a minute. So I would pour myself a glass of wine, and before I knew it, I had drank the bottle of wine. So now I've come to a place where I can, enjoy a glass of wine and stop. But it took me a long time to get to the point I am at today. This is a very recent, healthy way of being able to consume alcohol. So that took me around 4 years to be able to come to this place. And I also want to remind you that healing is not linear and there is no timing. I can't say like, hey, within a year, you're going to feel 100% better. It's your own healing journey, baby. You got to take it in stride. You got to allow yourself to heal and move through it at the pace that feels good to you. It might take you a year. It might take you 5. It might take you 10. There is no time limit. Okay? I want you to remember that. So once I realized what was happening recently, I started to allow myself to sit in silence and allow the pain to be there. Feel it. It's okay. Feelings are also fleeting, so don't attach to them. And what is this feeling trying to show you? What is this feeling trying to bring up for you? Like, what is it that we need to acknowledge within ourselves right now? And once we allow the anger, the fear, the sadness to surface, I know we have a lot more feelings than that, but once we allow that to surface and feel it and face it and let it go, then we start reprogramming ourselves in that way. But it is not easy. I'm not saying any of this is easy. It took me a long time to get here, okay? Okay? So be gentle with yourself. It is so beautiful when you are broke open. Like, I wrote that. Like, it is just so beautiful to be broken open and exposed and feel this raw human pain that this life has given you. We have been through so much as humans. I don't care who you are watching this right now. You have been through a lot of pain in your life. You have. You have gone through things that you need to heal from. And it is your responsibility and your due diligence to do it. Is that the right word? It is your duty to do it, okay? Because when you start to heal yourself and when you start to grow and evolve and become aware of who you are, when you move in the world, you show up with more kindness, more compassion, because you understand. You understand on such a deep level that love and kindness will conquer all. And you know this because you've had to give it to yourself first. When the light touches those spaces, when you see it, I envision like the sun coming in on me and warming that dark spot that I had. The spots, I should say. When you get to see it in that light, it's not like a spotlight. It is sunlight. It is soft, a gentle glow around the pain that you have gone through. When you get to look at it and look at that younger version of you and hold them with so much care and tenderness, but also the other players that are in that, the people that hurt you, you have to forgive them, not for them, but for you and that version of you. When you start to really look at things from a bird's eye view and looking in at all of the things that you have gone through, it really gives you perspective on your experience, but also on a human experience, on a human level. When you look at people, you understand that they too have gone through things. And that gives you the gift of empathy, the gift of compassion, the gift of knowing that maybe, just maybe, they haven't done that work yet, but you can still show up as the compassionate, loving person that you are because you have done this work, because you've been able to see things in such a clear way. This might sound woo-woo, but the visualization is really helpful for a lot of people, me being one of them. So this relationship that I was in after my divorce broke me wide open, allowing myself to see myself fully and unapologetically, looking at everything that I had been through. And then I got to stitch myself back together, put the pieces back, and allow myself to grow and embody the version that I am today. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, there was no parts of me that wanted him. I wanted him up until a year ago because there was attachment. There was my abandonment wound was so triggered in that relationship that I was like, why can't you see me? Why don't you choose me? And I'm not ashamed to admit that anymore. There was parts of me that were so ashamed that I still longed for this person who hurt me so badly, who treated me so poorly. How could I want someone to love me like? Why would I want a person like that to love me? Why would I want a person like that in my life? And it wasn't because it was him. It was because I didn't love myself. It's because I didn't respect myself. I wanted him to respect me. I wanted him to love me. But he couldn't give me what I needed. So I needed to give that to myself. And I finally came to that point over the last year, maybe 18 months, that I can sit here and proudly say, I do not want an unhealthy, emotionally unavailable human being in my life. And that is a really powerful place to come. I felt like I was starting over. I felt like I was starting from scratch. But what I've come to realize is that I was starting from truth. I was starting from love, starting to form the love within myself, for myself, to then outpour into the world around me. And it makes me sad knowing that this person walks around existing this way, treating people so poorly because he refuses to do the inner work. That makes me sad, but I do not wish to have that in my life anymore. So while you are going through something, right, I want you to remember that it is important for you to experience the things that you are experiencing. And although you might not be able to understand why in the moment, one day you're going to reflect back and you're going to notice the lessons. You're going to notice how that changed you into who you are today. And you get to walk with those versions of yourself going forward. And what a powerful thing it is to come home to yourself. It is so powerful and so vital. And I really want to encourage you to sit with your self-care. okay? I know it's hard. And I know it can be really scary to sit in silence when you're used to so much noise and chaos. It can be extremely deafening to sit by yourself. But you are the most important person in your life. You are the most important relationship you will ever cultivate in your life. You came into this world alone. You are going to leave this world alone. And I really hope that you can do it with so much love for yourself. And when you get to the other side, I really hope that you say, man, I would recommend that experience to someone else, because it is actually really beautiful. It's a really beautiful journey, and I know it's hard when you're in it, but it is beautiful when you come out on the other side. So that's it for today's episode. I hope that you took some lessons away from this today. If you are feeling called, please subscribe, comment in the comment section, let's interact, and follow me on all the other social media platforms. And also book a call with me if you are feeling like, hey, I need some help. Yeah, you don't have to sit in it alone, baby. Although I do recommend it, you don't have to do it. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.